Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Amphibia Season 3 Episode 5B, the second half, called Anne-sterminator. And yeah, and I just want to say right now, this is kind of a end of an arc, I would say, for Season 3, where up to this point for the first 5 episodes, this was and obviously spoilers because I'm going to be talking about stuff even though we didn't get to that point yet. This is the end of an arc for Anne lying to her parents because spoilers, they find out the truth. And yeah, and some words Mrs. Boonchoi, it's harsh what she said to Anne, but it is true. So you know. But and also it's the end of an arc too. Apparently his name is Cloakbot, which does make sense. He could turn invisible. He can like cloak and blend in with like, the crowd and stuff like that to objects. So that's pretty cool. And that's the end of an arc for him, where I won't say if he dies or if he disappears somewhere, but basically that's the end of an arc for him. And he has some emotions, so he's technically kind of like a person, but not as much of a person like Frobo. But yeah, first 5 episodes, that was like an arc, and episodes 6 through, I would say, 9 is another arc. But I won't say what the arc is for 6 through 9. You have to wait to see. But of course, if you already watched the episodes 6 through 9, then you obviously know what the arc is. But if you haven't, then you haven't. But anyway, before we get to Cloakbot right here, first we have I'm getting used to him calling him Cloakbot. Cloakbot is repairing himself, putting like a tire on him, and using like a nail gun to like, you know, to like defeat Anne, to kill her, because that's his job. And do we have King Andreas and a hologram saying, "Oh, what's going good, Cloakbot?" And that's where we first hear his name. So, okay. It's like, "Oh, did you get the book?" It's, "Oh yeah." It's, "Wait, this volume 1. I have that. I need volume 2. Wait, sorry, no. I already have volume 2. I need volume 3, I believe. And he's like, "Oh, volume 2 is out of stock. Oh, have mercy. Now you can tell me that Anne isn't dead yet." And he's like, "Oh, I'm still working on it." He's like, "Oh, not a problem. There's a bomb in his chest. I guess there must be a bomb in all of them." And basically saying, "You have, how long was it? I forgot. I think, was it 24 hours? Was it 6 hours? It was something hours. I don't think it was 1 hour, because this took like more than 1 hour. So, but I can't determine, like, I can't knock a point off for like, oh, this took way longer than what the bomb said, because I don't remember the time. So I'm gonna accept it for what it is, because I personally can't remember. So any other reviewer who knows the time of the bomb clock can determine, like, if it's like, you know, if it didn't go past in and he's like still alive, because he's gonna die basically. And look, his eye is like, you know, has a crack in it, and he has some metal right there. So is it like, okay, you have this much time to kill that girl, and okay, and if you don't, you're gonna go with her, because she'll probably be with the explosion, so she'll be dead anyway. Bye. And then, like, you know, he just goes away, and he's like, and then oh, this is where we get to it right here. So that was like the first like few minutes, like 2 or 3 minutes. Then his eyes turn blue, and it says, and this is like translating, "Unknown Frobot unit detected." I'm like, oh no, Frobo. And it's like, yeah, it's like over there, and that's suspicious, and that's like his symbol, like for King Andreas. He's like suspicious, like, I'm gonna check that out. And this is what I was talking about with the gargoyles, because I don't think I showed this in episode 1. So, dang, look at him, he's like jumping. And this is, we have Frobo. I guess he can talk, because I'm like, why didn't he warn them? Because he's kind of like, like, you know, but he's kind of looking around. But hey, look, the Boonchoys and the planters all like staying together. And I really love that Hop Hop has a blanket because he's an old man. And Mrs. Boonchoy and Mr. Boonchoy, they look so lovely together. And Mrs. Boonchoy's wearing bear slippers. Okay. Okay, Fumigator 4. I guess that's supposed to be for Anne-sterminator, Fumigator. Okay. And was there a Terminator 4? Maybe. Who knows? Was it? Look at this thing. And the Anne's going through, and she's like doing laundry and stuff like that. She's taking out the trash, and she's like this. I don't know. I know the cartoon, but she just twirled and the dishes are done. I don't know. I didn't like that. Just do the dishes. And look, Tuesdays. Okay. Hop Pop's like drinking some coffee or something, and Anne puts a coaster down, and I was like, "Ooh, what's all this stuff you're doing?" And obviously, she blushes in embarrassment. And then Mrs. Booncho's like, "Hey, Anne, I just think so wonderful how much you have grown." Like, you know, and then she said, "Oh, Mom, stop." And Mrs. Booncho's like, "Yeah, you were so irresponsible. Like, change the grade of your report card irresponsible." And she's like, I didn't know you guys knew about that." And Mrs. Boonchoy is like, you know, like, "Oh, hey, come on, honey. Like, we're so proud of you. You give us a hug. Hey, oh, you've been so upfront and honest with us. You really changed." Obviously, Anne feels so bad. Look at that face. Oh. She's like, "Oh, anyone want any coffee ice cream? Sprig, you want some?" He's like, "Nah, I'm good." She just grabs him anyway. Don't do that, Anne. He's like, hey, look, they need ham. Okay. Sorry. And then Sprig's like, "What the heck was that?" Is it? "I can't handle this anymore." "Oh, you mean the coffee ice cream?" "Yeah, I know. After 5, it can be a bit, you know." And then Anne's like, and like had the Anne almost hit Sprig's arm. Like, "Geez, Anne, calm down." She's like, "Mom and Dad think I'm being upfront and honest, but I just want to play this right here."
Andreas, or the robot hunting us, or the honking invasion. They think I'm being upfront and honest, but I'm not. But you said this was the only way they'd be okay with any of it.
Oh, sorry, I kind of cut through Sprig right there. But she's like, "I didn't tell them about King Andreas, or the honking invasion, the robot hunting us," which is this episode. And then, and she's like, "They think I'm being upfront and honest, but I'm not." And Sprig's like, "You said this is the only way they'll be okay with us even staying here. You're going to kind of ruin it." And it's like, "They deserve to know the truth." Okay, good. And then she's like, "Hey, Mom, Dad, I need to tell you something." And obviously, Mrs. Booncho's kind of curious, and Mr. Booncho is curious, and Mrs. Booncho's like, "Yeah, what is it?" And I love Sprig is that little brother you can go to, because Anne goes to Sprig for reassurance. I love that. And Sprig gives a little thumbs up, like, "Yeah, you can do it. We'll probably just live in the street. Don't worry." She's like, "Okay, the thing is," and what the heck is that? "Cloak box here." Obviously, they're kind of like, Anne, what's going on?" Obviously, Anne's like, "Duck!" And, excuse me? That is not his arm. That looks way too huge. I'm taking a point out for that. If this was a gigantic robot, and like, to his size, then I would totally be okay with this. Like, no. Wait. Is it that huge? But before, we didn't see it that huge, so, okay, it's unproportioned. And obviously, and it's like, everyone to like, upstairs. And Mrs. Booncho's like, "Let's go to my workout room." And wait a minute. What is it? Anne away 89 days. Okay, obviously this isn't like 6 months, so I guess she stopped counting. Oh. How do you even do that? Let's take a moment. After 89 days, I'm not sure if Mr. Boonchoy lost hope, but Mrs. Boonchoy gets lost hope. Wow. I'm sorry. I just need to take a moment right there. And then and Anne's like, the diploma law school. Okay, there's a law school Anne, a shrubbery Anne, environmentally friendly Anne, um, competitive Anne with a bunch of A pluses, poetry Anne, and look, obviously Mr. Butcher doesn't mind because this is the way my wife copes. Look, I miss you. Just a picture of Anne. Oh, athletic Anne, and Anne's like, Mom, this is not a workout room. And she's like, yeah, it is. When I thought you ran away, this is where I would cope my stress. You know, this is what work out all my stress. And it's like, why does this one look like a doctor? And Mrs. Moonshaw's like, a mom can dream, can't she? And then obviously Spriggs is kind of like stuck in the middle a little bit, like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And it's like, why does it feel like I'm not living up to your high expectations? Cloak pipe goes through the roof. I guess he's kind of confused, like, which Anne's which. I guess you can't really tell. But, well, I guess, because I was about to say, didn't you get the signature from the gem, the blue gem, the heart gem, from the Calamity Box before he ended up on Earth back in episode 1? So, like shouldn't he, like, do that type of signature? But I guess being hit a couple times, I guess that energy kind of went away. So I guess he just can't tell. Wait, no, actually, later in the episode, he actually can tell, so this is actually kind of dumb. He should recognize that's Anne, so whatever. He's like, multiple Anne Boone choice confirmed. And Mr. Boone was like, he's after you? It almost gets Anne, but I guess like the doctor one, it's like beating it up. Okay, that's funny. And I just want to play this right here. Oops. Okay, I guess I had to leave right there because yeah, those all the clips I can find, but so hopefully those weren't too long. And so, I guess there was a couple things I had to tell you about. And Mr. Bush was like, "Come on, quietly, we gotta go to the car." So all the planters, I don't think they went to their disguises. They kind of went to their disguises pretty quick because I was kind of thinking maybe because the cloak bot was here, they had to go kind of quickly. But well, there is actually ramifications, actual consequences for it, so I'm actually fine with it. Sorry, forget what I said. They're not in the disguises. Mr. Boonchoy's driving. Mrs. Boonchoy got in the car and they're all leaving. And obviously, Cloakbot looks at them leaving. Okay, gotta get her. And obviously, Anne, what's going on? I'll explain everything later. And obviously, Cloakbot is trying to get her. Obviously, Anne has the tennis racket and she's using it, and Cloakbot and Anne's like playing tennis kind of. And then I guess Mr. Boonchoy's kind of the athletic one between him and Mrs. Boonchoy, where he's like, Anne, your form is shabby, and she's like, Dad. Sorry. And like due to playing tennis, Anne kind of loses, and they're throwing more stuff at Cloakbot. Cloakbot's getting more beat up, and obviously Mr. Boonchoy's like, where should I go? Where should I turn? And oh, actually, Polly after said, Mr. B, you had to get out of here. Like, do swift maneuver. And then he's like, I'm sorry, I've never been chased by a evil Cloakbot before. Excuse me. And she's like, where should I go? Mrs. Boonchoy puts her glasses on. Oh, go this way. Oh, during this hour? It's like rush hour. Okay. And it's like, just go. They go like over like an underpass, and Cloakbot is like, you know, well, what was it? Like it goes away, and he's like, whew. He immediately goes in front of them. He's like, he laugh. And they go reverse. They go to a dump, like a dumpster kind of area, like a dump. And then no, it was like it wasn't a dump. It was like an auto lot kind of, where you dispose cars kind of. And obviously it's like in the mist, and obviously kind of like fumigator, Terminator. Cloakpot's like in like the mist and in the smoke, like looking for Anne. And obviously, okay, we're all safe because they're all hiding, but you get Anne's full name. I'm sorry if I butcher it, but Mrs. Booncho is like Anne Boonchoy. I probably said that so wrong. It's Anne S. Boonchoy. And it's like, what is going on? And then she's like, Mom, I can explain. And Mr. Boonchoy's like, hey, honey, maybe we should just hear her out. And she's like, no. And this is where the harshness comes in, but, you know, it's reasonable. She's like, no, she's lying to us again. I thought you changed, but you haven't. You're the same little girl who used to change the grade of your report card. When are you gonna stop getting into trouble? When are you gonna stop lying? When are you gonna finally grow up, be responsible? When, Anne? And obviously Anne yells because they're both perfectly valid. Where Mrs. Booncho yelling at Anne and Anne yelling at her. They're both equal. Where she's like, Mom, I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to be the perfect daughter for you. I don't know when I'm going to, quote unquote, grow up for you. And I'm sorry. I really am. You have to see and kind of, not fully break down, but like kind of be really sad. And I'll explain everything to you. I promise. But I really need your help to defeat this guy. And obviously Mr. Boonch is like, well, we're with you, Anne. And right, Mom. I find it kind of weird, but there's like a lot of relationships where like the parents will call the other one like mom or dad because like their child's in the room, or the kid. So I still find it kind of weird, even in real life, but it's a thing. So, and obviously Mr. Boonch was like, isn't this just like a bit too much? And it is, but Cloakbot's here. We gotta go. Obviously, okay, we gotta defeat it, and obviously we gotta set up some traps. And Mr. Booncho, you had to set up some more crafts of fake Annes, which apparently thinks it's fake Annes. Obviously, it like tries to defeat it. Sees real Anne. Obviously, there's like a people said like Mrs. Booncho has this hammer thing, smashes his head, but she uses like the end part, like the sharp part, to stab through Cloakpot's chest, and that was kind of like a reminiscent of spoilers for True Colors of season 2 finale, King Andrew stabbing Marcy. So yeah, people made that connection. It's like, oh my goodness. I think like it kind of looked like that. Sorry. And they're trying to defeat it, and like, yay, they did it. Also, Mr. Boonchoy and Hop Hop and Sprig tried to fight it off too, but they were kind of pushed away. Cloakpot's kind of laughing, and Anne's like, what? And there's a bomb in the chest, and I'm like, and I'm thinking, oh, I guess we get to the shot where Anne powers up, and obviously Mrs. Boonchoy's like, what the heck? And she does like a big like punch, a big kick, and then boom, and that's what exploded the sky, and she's actually kind of hovering. And that's when the shot where like, where's Sprig and Polly? They were just off shot, because I was kind of thinking that heron is a small or big, because if it's big, because why aren't Sprig and Polly in this shot in like the auto shop area? Like not auto shop, auto lot. They were just off frame. Okay. And even Anne has like her synthesized voice, like, not that I can help it, like, you know, that type of voice. And obviously she like gets like, you know, like, whew, and she passes out. And obviously she actually first says, guys, oh no, first Mr. Butcher's like, Anne, what was that? And she's like, guys, I have so much to tell you. And she just passes out. Obviously everyone goes to her, and this is the shot where at the end of the trailer where before Possessed Marcy, that was like in the trailer, with the orange eyes, we have Anne leading on Mrs. Boonchoy kind of sleeping, and Mrs. Boonchoy gave that smile. That was it. That was, you know, here in this episode. And obviously Hop Hop being Anne's kind of caretaker, being her grandpa. If I'm saying it too much, I'm sorry. I just love saying that. Hop Hop's like saying, Mrs. Boonchoy, I'm sorry Anne lied to you. And they were all like, but please. And was just trying to, I know Mr. Boucher kind of did like this thing where it's like kind of like a don't worry about it kind of look, but you still interrupted Hop Hop. But come on, don't do that. She's like, I understand. She did it to protect you three. I get it, but we're all in this together right now. Like, no more secrets. We know about our powers, apparently. We know about, like, we know that there's, like, someone sending robots after Anne and you guys, so. Well, just Anne, not really the planters. Just Anne. So, don't worry, we're in this together. Obviously, they did, like, a big hug while Anne's, like, leaning against the car, and obviously Mr. Booncho is like, I'm always left out of the family hugs. Like, can you guys imagine them just there? And they're like, okay. And that episode doesn't end right there because this sets up the next arc, episode 6 through 9, where yeah, it sets up this arc where we get to the FBI office. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? There was some cameras that were they were showing Cloakbot playing the tennis game with Anne, but kind of not. They're like fighting, and you see Hop Hop, Sprig, and Polly out of their disguises. This is the consequences where they're like, yeah, we cannot ignore this. We had to call Mr. X, and that's the end of the episode. Oh, Mr. X, that's the next episode. And yeah, so that's the end of this episode and the end of this arc for episode 5. And what should I rate it? Let's see. 95. Sorry, 95. 90. 85. Oh, sorry. Just to clarify, Frobo said, not Frobo. Sorry, Cloakbot. Because when he was launched to space, that's when the bomb went to zero, so poof, he exploded, and that was the biggest explosion in the sky. If you guys just weren't aware, just to clarify. But 85%. Yeah, this was a B plus. This was a great episode. At the end of an arc, this was great. And let's see. 83% of episode 5 in total, because the first half I gave an 80 for fixing Frobo, and second half for Anne-sterminator I gave an 85%. So 83%. Yeah, this was a solid. This was a B episode. This episode was great. For this 5 episode arc, which one was my favorite? So this was a B. I guess I have to say that this was my favorite one because I can't really remember the other ones. I guess I would say episode 5, episode 4, episode 2, then episode 1, then episode 3, and episode 3 isn't bad. I just, but I'm not sure if I did my ratings correctly. Maybe the comments you could tell me of what scores I gave for like the overall episode. We say for the first segment, second segment, then at the end of the second segment, I say the overall score for both of them. So I think this was my favorite one. This is the end of an arc, setting up the FBI, setting up Mr. X. The parents know at least about someone sending evil robots, and evil robots are going after Anne, and Anne has powers, and the powers drain her basically. And Anne had to use these powers because she had to, because this bomb was about to kill everyone. So she doesn't like these powers because they still make her feel bad and they still drain her, but she had to. So I kind of like the scenario. She just says, I just did it, but no, she actually had to do it. So yeah, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. Give me a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share the video. And I'll either see you guys later today for either later today or tomorrow for Amphibia season 3 episode 6. What am I thinking for? Episode 6. First half is called Mr. X. And I'll see you guys then. Alright. Bye.